ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Okay, we'll chant the first sloka.
Venkataramanji.
Ah,
Okay, we'll chant Tapobhihi. Tapobhihi.
tapobihi
Everybody can chant. Kshina papanam
chirnapapanam
shantanam vitaraginam
antanam bhetaraganam
mumukshunam
mumukshunam
apekshoyam
apeksho dam
atmabodho
atmabhodeya
vidhiyate.
vidhiyate
Once again. Tapobhihi kshinapapanam
tapobihi chirnapapanam
shantanam vitaraginam
shantanam vidaraginam
mumukshunamapekshooyam
mumukshunam apekshada soyam
atmabodho vidhiyate.
atmabodho vidhiyate.
Yeah. So we are starting the study of Shankaracharya's text. Well-known text. It is taught pretty much everywhere. Everywhere means where Advaita Vedanta is being taught. So whether it is Arshavidya Gurukulam or Chinmaya Mission or any of the other ashrams that are out there. So you tell them, you ask them, they will teach sometime or the other, they will teach Atmabodha. Because here this whole topic of Atma is beautifully unfolded. So we start this study with a prayer, which we chanted just now. And that is a prayer to all our acharyas. So my own guru, I bow down to him, Swami Dayananda Saraswati ji, and all the acharyas I've studied under, Swami Viditatmananda ji, Swami Pratyak Bodhananda ji, Tattvavidananda ji. Like this, the list is very big. And to all of them, and and your acharyas too, some of you are studying under Swami Parthasarathi ji, Paramarthananda ji, Swami Bhumananda ji of Kerala, and like this, Sarvapriyananda ji. Like this, many of you are studying. So, we are meeting here today because of the blessings of all of them. Okay, correct? Otherwise, it's not possible. That's how we look at it. That's how we look at it. You will see why. Slowly, you will see why. I'm just not making a statement. And I want you to see the meaning of all these things. But that'll all come in time. It'll come. Because some of you are new. There are many students in this class who have been learning from me for quite a while, some since 2018. when I started teaching. And others are new, others are new to Vedanta itself, as you have said in your registration forms, and that is fine. Being new to Vedanta is okay for this course. And so, with that namaskar, with that prayer to bless us, class after class after class after class, they have to bless us. Okay? It is not a one time blessing, correct? And so, with that prayer, we are starting. We have a sankalpa to start and complete this course called Atmabodha. So, myself, many of you may not know, you new friends. So I was born in a city called Kumbakonam, in a village near the city called Kumbakonam in southern part of Tamil Nadu, Tanjavur Delta. And I studied in Hyderabad. So you can say for all practical purposes, I grew up in Hyderabad. And then I came to Chennai to do my undergraduate. And I was in the last 5 year batch of IIT Madras. After that, it was 4 years. Which means when I graduated, there's another batch graduating along with me. My juniors are graduating along with me. It's a bit odd. Very odd it is. And junior means junior, senior means senior. And how can these two people graduate at the same time? So then what happened? Our university gave us an option to graduate 6 months earlier, one semester earlier, by taking a few extra courses here and there. So I ended up graduating in December of 1984. Official graduation is 85, okay, but ended up finishing everything. And then I went abroad to do my master's in chemical engineering. So January 1985, it was minus 30 degrees out at Purdue University, and I end up there with a big jacket and this and that, and all this all covered up. Somehow, my father said you should take all this. And so my father's older brother had gone to Andaman and all. So they had this some coat like thing. And so you Jaykumar, you take this coat. So I took that coat and went there. And I had no idea how in Chicago, Germany. On the way he said in Frankfurt, the weather is great out in Frankfurt. It's 2 degrees Celsius. I said, what? 2 degrees Celsius is great weather? This is my shock, my culture shock to the entire rest of the years. Anyway, everybody has stories like this. So I did my master's PhD. Then I worked in a large chemical company for about 20 years, and then returned back to India about 10 years ago. Now, along the way, what happened? In 96, one of my friends at Purdue, I was doing a PhD in chemical engineering. He was a PhD postdoc in chemistry. He told me, we were just talking in general, and we were talking about Atma, God, Ishvara, Bhagavan, and all that, and Vishnu Sahasranamam. And I used to say, I wish we could know the meaning of these words in Vishnu Sahasranamam. Then my friend said, Jaykumar, you should go and see. You should go and listen to Swami Dayananda Saraswati. Like that, he said one word. This was some 90 or 91. Then I I didn't know what an ashram is. I've not heard of the word Atma. I don't know Atma, I don't know Karma, I don't know Anatma, I know nothing. Sanatana Dharma, I used to be a religious guy. I used to do my daily puja and prayers. I used to do my Gayatri. Gayatri Japa I used to do. But so when he said all this, I was not impressed. I was not impressed. I said, what is all this Swami and all? Why should I go and talk to a Swami? So this is how it was. And then somehow or the other, some 96 last week, December, Christmas week in America, Christmas week, people are just, the whole downtown companies are empty. You can go to office if you want, not a problem. They won't stop you. But nobody will be there. Nobody will be there. So I got used to this. I said, what do I do for this 1 week? So I ended up in this ashram that my friend said 5 years back, go. And so, okay, जाके देखेंगे क्या है ऐसा. And Swamiji was there. Swamiji had just landed from Coimbatore. His ashram is in Coimbatore, Rishikesh, Coimbatore. So he just landed in New York, and then from New York he drove, and by 8 o'clock satsang is starting, and he lands up at 8:15 at this satsang hall. He just drives down, he enters the hall, and then he takes a seat. Takes his one chair was there, he was sitting there, and it's satsang period, so we're all gathered around this chair. and and I happened to be sitting right next to his feet, right there. And so I looked up at Swamiji and said, so I was shocked a bit because the long travel and all, and so he's coming and teaching now. This is a session that he's going to teach. And I said, Swami, you don't have jet lag? Like a small child, I asked him. And is this a conversation to have with the Swamiji? I don't know. So I asked him that. And he looked at me like this because I was sitting down. So he looked at me like this and said, I don't have time for jet lag. I don't have time for jet lag. I did not understand that statement, what it means and all. I didn't understand. I just said, okay, you don't have time for jet lag means what can I do? So I just went with the flow. But that week, Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, I don't know what Upanishad is, and on top of this, Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, I can't even pronounce that word. And so this went on for a week. And during that week itself, things started happening to me. All this whole conflict that was there about life, about dharma and all. What is the purpose of life? I used to have all these conflicts that nobody ever, neither I expressed it to anybody, and therefore neither I heard anything from anybody else. And so after that, I went to the bookstore. I got it. I got it means I got the big vision. Swamiji is great about giving this vision. I went to the bookstore and said, those days they used to have all these audio cassettes, not MP3 and all. You can't buy CDs, MP3. So audio cassettes used to be there. So I told him, give me. I didn't know any text. I didn't even know Shankaracharya, what he wrote. Nothing I knew. Like bliss. Ignorance is bliss, they say. No, that's the life I was leading. And so, give me all the text which has the word Atma in it. Atma in it. So this guy who was there at the bookstore, he's a senior student of Swamiji. He's doing seva in the ashram, okay? And it's like a very odd question. Very odd question. Give me some Vivek Chudamani, give me Gita Para Shankara Bhashyam, Bhagavad Gita. Like this, if you ask, he will give. All texts which have the word Atma in its title means what? It is like asking how many times Krishna uttered the word Atma in the Bhagavad Gita. This is what kind of question is that? It's a kaun banega karodpati question, correct? So all these kids are all sitting and then doing, and one kid knows all these things. And so you can know the answers to these questions, but that is nothing to do with your knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. So suddenly I asked this question. Then he's scratching his head. He's now scratching his head, even though he's a senior student of Swamiji. Then he said, how about Atmabodha? Would you like Atmabodha? I said, yes, I want Atmabodha. As though I knew what Atmabodha was. And then what about, I said Viveka. I like that word Viveka very much. And so then he said, okay, Viveka Chudamani. Who wrote Viveka Chudamani? Adi Shankaracharya. Yes, I want that also. Like this, I filled up my car, the back of the car, the trunk of the car, everything I filled up with boxes because audio cassettes, those days. What can be got in a one flash drive? It takes one whole car to fill. Okay, those days. So I filled it all up. And fortunately, my car had this audio cassette player. And so on the way back, I was listening. I was listening to Atmabodha. And tapo bihi kshina papanam. Shamaji would chant and I will repeat after it. And so for me, I feel as though some punyam I must have done to be able to recall everything I studied. And thanks to all of you for joining in this course. And so I've been here, I've been teaching since 2018 in Coimbatore. I came back because I had to take care of my parents. Uh, two, two parents were getting aging, and they were falling down and going to the hospital and all. I said, this is it. Now I have to be there. I can't do this. There's nobody else. So today I decided, and 2 weeks later, I'm here in Coimbatore. I was in Columbus, Ohio at that time. And with one suitcase, I came here. Okay. And then, okay, was there some, yeah. So then what happened? Then another thing happened. Okay, I settled down, and the parents were very happy, obviously. And then there is this, I went to the ashram. Ashram is close by, 25 kilometers. And so, as is the norm, I just go to the ashram and just sit there, whatever class is going on. And Swamiji was teaching, Swami Shankaranandaji was teaching, Sadatmanandaji was teaching. Some of you are students attending Shankaranandaji's classes. And he's teaching. And Shankaranandaji, I knew since 96. I was the first day, for me it was first day, for Shankaranandaji it was the first day. He was a brahmachari, he was Shankar. And we used to pack all this vibhuti and kumkum in the ashram, sitting next to each other. Okay. He's the now almost the second Swami in Anekatti, because quit his job and all, and he joined a 3-year course in Nagpur and all. He had finished, so he's now this number two person in the ashram. So he says, Jakes. He used to call me Jakes. Another thing. So, Jakes, what's going on? It's typical of those of you who know Shankaranandaji. Jakes, what's going on? He used to live in New Jersey. I said, nothing is going on, Swamiji. I returned. I packed my bags and back. What are you planning? I have no plans at all. No plans. Then why don't you join this course? Which course? There is a 3.5 year course going on. It's Puja Swamiji's trademark. When he was in Chinmaya Mission in Sandipani in Mumbai, he had established this long-term course for people who are really interested in studying the Shastra, who have essentially completed their duties there for those people and who are interested. So this 3.5 year course going on in this ashram right next door to my house. And I've been asking Swamiji this question for the last 7, 8, 9, 10 years. Swamiji, I want to attend the 3-year course. Swami said, no, no, it's okay. You're doing a great job in Houston. You're teaching and all that. Go ahead, keep doing it. Just listen to my talks, MP3, like that he used to say. I remember this, MP3. And listen to it. So that means what? You're not ready for this yet. You can continue doing what you're doing. That's the meaning. I said, okay, Swamiji. So here I come, and without my asking, Swamiji says, you just come on. Then I said, already 1.5 years over. 1.5 years of course over. Panini is going on Ashtadhyayi. Swamiji, how am I going to manage? No, no, you'll manage, just join. So I came home, I asked my parents, and parents said, if not now, when? You go. And so that's it. So they're happy that I'm here, that's all. And so whenever I want, I can come back also. So they said, go. That's it. Next morning, I was there. Packed my bags, I was there. And so it was the it was one of the greatest moments that I could just spend some time in the ashram, full time, 2 years, and studied Adi Shankaracharya's bhashyams, commentaries. So that is a traditional study. This is called, you get exposed to what is called traditional study. Sampradaya. Sampradaya. Advaita Vedanta is very easy actually. It's very easy. Jiveshwar Aikyam is there. It's very, especially for those who are educated, scientists, it's all very easy. But yet there is so much to study because we're also conditioned to think of life in a particular way and think of myself, each person, as a particular way. I'm a mortal. I need to make it in this competitive world. Jaykumarji, these days life is not like it was those days 40 years ago. You got to make it. You have to apply for even KG class admission. You have to apply before the child is born. That's what somebody told me recently. Before the child is born. Hey, what is this? What is the name of the child? How will you apply? No, no, there are ways to do. We have figured out ways to do that. Yeah. It is like the people in America, we used to have something called in the university married student housing. Means married students will stay there because students are doing PhD and all, so many of them are married. That age is crossed for them, and you have to apply for the married student housing. Okay, when you apply, you have to write your name and your wife's name or husband's name. You have to write. But this guy is not even his arranged marriage. He's not. He doesn't know who the wife is. But he's already applying for married student housing. What? Whose name he will put there? Please tell me. Huh? It's all just very culture shock means you have to see here all the drama people play. It's all amazing. And it seems somebody said, "No, I don't know who I am marrying. I'm going to get married in summer, but I don't know who I am marrying. And I want to apply. I'll come to married student housing. After I get married, I'm going to come here. I'll give you a promise." And they started laughing, it seems. So, what kind of thing it is? Yeah, that's how it is. I'm audible, no? Audible. Yeah. Okay. So, therefore, this sampradaya is like that. We are not going to rush into this shloka and then translate the words and then immediately go to the next shloka. That's not how this course is going to be, guys. I'm telling you. We are going, because it is deconditioning, it involves a lot of deconditioning. We are conditioned to think, and all those things are just wrong. All the basics are all wrong, and everybody has is conditioned, so everybody is ignorant, so we all look like we are smart in front of each other. Correct? When we have dinner, we all act we are all smart, we're all educated, accomplished, traveled, and this and that, my daughter, my son, and this, that, and my sampradaya, all this, my gotra, and all, we talk. Everybody is in the same boat. And that is also why coming to this kind of a study can be difficult. Because we think we are all smart, therefore nothing else there's there to do. Okay? And like when I was studying in Purdue, there was a notice in the notice board, public notice board, right in the chemical engineering department. And it said, a talk by Swami Dayananda Saraswati. Title, Who Am I? Indianapolis. So and so place. Indianapolis is just 1 hour from Purdue University. 1 hour. Swami Dayananda ji is coming there. Okay. I I was, as I said, blissfully ignorant. I told you I'm living in bliss, right? People who are blissful don't need all these things. What Atma and all they don't. So I looked at this and said, I laughed at this title itself. Believe it or not. Believe it or not. I said, who am I? What is this? Who am I question? I brushed it aside as though I am doing now PhD in chemical engineering. Why should I know who I am, right? I already know who I am. This is the mindset. This is the mindset. And now I'm sitting here and teaching all these things. Can you believe all these things? I can't believe. If you can believe, you can believe it. So, like that, and that something has to happen. That something cannot happen by our own will. That's why we say it's all Ishvara Prasada, Swami Prasada, Devudu Prasadamu. That's all it is. भगवान का प्रसाद है ये सब. Because of these reasons I told you. Because we're all conditioned and we think that conditioning is the normal, is the norm, is the norm. We don't know anything other than this norm. And so here, that's why I say, new students, especially who are here, just relax. Relaxation is very important. Listening with a relaxed mind will help a lot. Will help a lot because our mind is, there's a lot of chatter in our mind. And I saw your registration forms and all. Many of you are all working, the innovator and project manager and scientist and this. You've got so many degrees. and everybody is highly educated, and you have families, and all of you have said, yeah, you have some exposure, but many of you have said no exposure at all. So don't worry. Let that not bog you down. Don't think, oh my God, advanced course? Is it intermediate course? Is it a beginner's course? Swamiji never taught Brihadanya Upanishad like that. This is a very advanced course, guys. And unless you study Atmabodha, Tattvabodha, Bhagavad Gita, you won't understand anything sitting here. He did not start like that. Technically, Upanishad is an advanced topic, okay? But I'm sitting there. How come I understood what he said? That is because he already were conditioned. Now we put more conditionings. This is advanced, this is this, you must know this, you must not. All this not need. Just relax. Relax, and I'm going to be speaking in English. And since all of you can understand that language, we are trying to mimic the tradition. I say mimic because the text is all in Sanskrit. There are some many words in Sanskrit in our Shastra which cannot be translated into English. I will mention all of that. My students know all these things. And so all that will happen. Therefore, all you have to do is relax. And there is always a Q&A session after class. And so questions are bound to come. Why? Because I'm saying don't believe what I say, understand what I say. Is there a difference between the two? Don't believe what I say. Please understand what I say. When I force you to understand, you have no choice. You got to scratch your head and understand. Correct? You have to understand. There are certain things which are beliefs that also will be clear. Will be clear. Like what? If you help people in need, you will get punyam. Punya milega. If you do this kind of social work. Can't be proved. Cannot be proved. Punyam papam cannot be proved. Shastram says it, we take it as true. Can't be proved. You have to believe it. You have to just believe it. Is this a blind belief? No. I know it is not a blind belief. You know why? Because there are children that are born. Children that are born and they are geniuses already. By the time the child is 5, 6, 7, the child is just knows the entire encyclopedia. I did not when I was in 11th class, I did not know that there was such a thing called encyclopedia. Okay, when I was studying 11th grade, and my friend, he goes to the library and studies. I never went to the library at all. And so the teacher asked him, the physics teacher or something asked him to read some paragraph, two paragraphs. So he came to the front of the class and he was reading these paragraphs. And suddenly he says, Ma'am, Radhika is reading an encyclopedia. Look at that. Means what? You're supposed to be listening to me, but you're reading an encyclopedia. That is the first time I heard a word called encyclopedia. Okay. So, like this, like this, we are conditioned in many ways, and so we want to relax, we want to let go in this class, and the whole process of deconditioning is what we attempt to do through teaching, through these texts. And so there won't be any homeworks. I mean, homeworks will be there. By the way, guys, every week I do give homeworks. But you know what? I don't send any messages to anybody. What about you? Lakshmi Nagesh, what happened? I haven't heard from you in 5 days, 2 weeks. What happened? Why did you not submit homework? I don't do all that. They are like it. Lakshmi Nagesh likes it. Because that's how it should be. Everybody likes it. And 5, 6 people submit their homeworks. And I also patiently look at all these things. So if you want to write, you write. If you don't want to write also, it is fine. And so no unit tests, semester exams, etc. will not be there. So not to worry about anything. Questions can be asked. Of course, we have satsang time. After this class, we have a satsang time. Those who can stay back, everybody cannot stay back because 7:30 a.m. in India, peak time when things are moving. Now you got to make breakfast, you got to go to work. Your children are there, means you got to do so many things are going on. So it's not possible. But others will stay back. It will be recorded and made available to you. And so questions, Q&A will be there. Whenever there is something to be understood, a question will have to come. Why? You said this, now you're saying this. What is the connection? It has to come. I don't see the connection. Yeah. This is how the Shastram, the tradition is. Once what happened, there was a, somebody came to give lecture, to talk Upanyas on Ramayana. Upanyas and Ramayana, like in all our cities, people come. And so people came and went. It went on for 30 days. 30 days. And people came and went. But this one guy in the front seat, he always used to come 5 minutes before and he used to leave 5 minutes later. Always. And so this Guruji observed this and very happy. So after the 30 days, everybody left and this Bhakta, अरे भक्त क्या अरे मैं बहुत खुश हूँ आई एम सो हैप्पी विथ you came all 30 days, Saturday, Sunday, rain, shine, everything you came. And I've been watching you, been listening very intently. What can I do for you? Then he says, the Bhakt says, I have only one question. Ramayana is over. I have only one question. Only one question I have. एक ही प्रश्न है. अच्छा क्या प्रश्न है बोलिए. And then this guy said, I want to know only one thing. I want to know who is Rakshasa, Rama or Ravana. समझ गए प्रश्न समझ गए. Should you want me to repeat the question or what? Who is Rakshasa, Rama or Ravana? Now tell me. Please tell me. This Guruji who's been sitting for 30 days and talking, how should he respond? And you know what he did? You know what he did? He said, look, Bhakt, मैं बोलता हूँ. I'll tell you. It's very simple. Rama is not Rakshasa. Rama Rakshas नहीं है. Ravana is not Rakshasa. I am Rakshasa. Okay, this is what he said. And so that is what to do. Sometimes questions are like that. But it doesn't matter. In this Advaita Vedanta, there is no such thing called easy question, tough question, stupid question. See, stupid question. That is another conditioning, correct? Conditioning. When we ask, we say, maybe it's a stupid question. Why? Why should I say that before I ask a question? Because I'm worried that people may think it is such a simple question, such a basic thing that you don't know. This guy doesn't even know this basic thing, correct? We are afraid that we will get judged by people like that. I don't want to be judged as a stupid person. See that conditioning. Right there is conditioning. So this whole process is like that. We have to decondition ourselves. We are not here to blame anybody. This is how life is. And so that's why Advaita Vedanta is beautiful in that way. And so if somebody asks you, if you ask me, what will I get by studying Atmabodha? What will I get? You all signed up for this course. That itself, you signed up for somebody whom you don't know who this guy is. Some pedigree is given here, there, etc. Studied in IIT, etc. So what? People who study in IIT are supposed to teach Advaita Vedanta well or something. Is there some rule somewhere? No rule, nothing. Nothing. What is the connection between that education and this subject? There is no connection at all. I could be an utter waste of time. How do you know? And you signed up and you're sitting in this class now. Okay, there's no guarantee at all. There's no guarantee at what's going to come at you. But of course, you have the right to ask the question, what will I get? What will I get? People are busy and precious 1 hour, 1 hour, 15 minutes. Where is time for 1 hour 15 minutes? Even though people waste hours looking at WhatsApp videos, that is not a waste of time. But sitting in class for 1 hour can feel like a waste of time. Correct? Correct. 3 hours wasted last night. From 10 till 1, I was watching WhatsApp video and catching up on messages. That is not a waste of time, but this can be a waste of time. That's how it is. I'm not blaming anything. This is the situation. And so, my students are telling me these days AI is the in thing. AI. AI slash ML. That also they say AI slash ML. Then I wonder what is the slash ML? So artificial intelligence slash machine learning. Oh, so they seem to go together. That's what I gathered. Then you say, okay, AI means it's predicting a lot of things. So you have to train it. You have to train this software, this engine that is going to predict a lot of things, and you have to feed all the data. So that's called machine learning. Machine has to learn. It has to learn a lot before it is released to people as chat GPT. Okay. And so some idea is there. So at least if you learn AI from some Coursera or University of Hyderabad or IIT something, Kanpur, Kharagpur, or Harvard Online or Stanford Online, at least you can put that in your resume, correct? I took this course. And when the interview promotion time, performance assessment comes, I've been through performance assessments, okay, and it's all, they're trying to find faults. People used to tell me, Jay, you should have done this. Hey, you tell me what I did. Did you know what I did? Did you know what I did? What all I did last year? Here is a list I've given you. You are telling me what I did not do. And so somehow they have this knack of saying it. They will also say, no, you did a great job, but you should have done this, this, and this. All right. So that performance review comes at least AI ML from IIT Bombay. Okay, that's a good one to have in the resume. So at least it might help you with your promotion. But here you're sitting, it is not AI, it is AB. AB. Atmabodha. On top of that, AB requires NI, not AI. NI, what is NI? Natural intelligence it needs. And so this is opposites. Two opposites they are. What you're going to get from AB, please tell me. It is like, I'm reminded of this once again. In our company, when I was working, it was an $80 billion huge company. And a new VP of supply chain, vice president of supply chain came. Dave something, I forgot his last name. So he was going around meeting people during lunch and all. So he offered lunch, and our group, our little group, I'm in charge of supply chain technology for this large chemical company, and I'm one of the experts in that area those days, not now, those days. And so he's met this group. He's come and meeting this group. And each of us is introducing ourselves. Dave also introduced himself. I did this, that. I was in Europe. I was that head, this, that. Now I'm here in Houston, like that. And then my turn has come. You have to say something. Who are you? So I said a few things. And then you are also supposed to say some interest. What do you do? What some hobby you have to say? A hobby. See, I am conducting Gita classes in the weekend. I am conducting Sanskrit classes. I am conducting classes for children in Houston. So much is going on. Okay, it's a beehive of activity. Now he's asking me, what is your hobby? What should I say? Tell me. All Americans or Caucasians are sitting in the room. This is not an IT industry where you can find a lot of Indians. Some pure Caucasians are there, and I'm the only guy. What hobby I should say? Tell me. Mountain climbing, canoeing. I like reading. What should I say? So I said, I'll try something this time, something new. I said, I love metaphysics. Metaphysics. Bah, what a word it is. It sounds very big. Metaphysics. Because in a way it is true also. This kind of subject, they have put it in the category of metaphysics. I see what happens. Then you know what Dave said? Dave was the only guy who responded. He said, "Oh, we have to be careful with J." This is the only thing he said. We have to be careful with J. Means what? That means Dave knows something about metaphysics. He is not ignorant. After all, he is a VP of a company. The Sanskrit and all, what I found, people don't know this Sanskrit word and all. It's just too, it is too far alien to them. So I don't use that word at all. There, I never use that word. Sometimes if the topic comes, you can say Greek, Latin, and all like that. We have a classical language, etc. You can say. But Dave said we have to be careful with J. That's when I realized all this you should not put in your resume. I'm a teacher of Vedanta, student of Vedanta. I did this course, that course, Atmabodha and all. If you put next chance, they will find a way to get you out of the company because they know this guy is not going to listen to all these tantrums that managers show in the companies. This guy won't be shaken by all these threats. Generally. They don't want such people. They don't want people who don't respond to threats. Correct? We are supposed to do jobs there. We are supposed to produce. We are supposed to show something. Bottom line. But how did you contribute to the bottom line? Correct? Bottom line. That's another thing I heard there. Bottom line. And so, therefore, I'm saying Atmabodha and all, don't tell any of your friends also. Already your wife or husband is complaining. Correct? Already they are complaining. I know that. I know that. What is all this 6:15 in the morning? What class it is? Somebody is going to talk yak 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 and you're going to listen? You don't know what is this guy and you're simply listening to some unknown person. Already they are complaining. Tell me, be honest, okay? Be honest. This in this course, I'm telling you, we are all honest people. There is nothing for me to hide, and I will tell you everything as and when it comes. And so I know these things because people come and tell me also. My husband hates me for doing this. Obviously, he will hate you for doing it because during the 1 hour there is so much else you can do. And so nobody is going to get to give you any credit for attending Atma Bodha. Don't keep your mouth quietly. What are you doing? Just say something. Just say something and just keep everybody in good humor. Good humor. You have to learn to keep people in good humor. Family, we are good at that. So that's why I said Atmabodha, as Swamiji would say, before the class also your pocket is empty. After the Vedanta class also your pocket will be empty. And before the Vedanta you were confused about how to make money. Now also you'll be confused about how to make money. But some confidence will be there. Some staying power will be there. That you will get for sure. Okay, good. So therefore, this topic, Atmabodha, is very pointed because in the title itself it tells you what is the subject matter. The knowledge of Atma. Bodha means knowledge of Atma. Atma Bodha. But we have to understand clearly why am I studying Atma Bodha? Part of my teaching is going to be that. You have to be clear. Within 2 months, somebody ask you why are you studying, you must be able to answer the question clearly. You have to be clear first. Why somebody should study Advaita Vedanta? That's the challenge for every teacher is to communicate that somehow. The human predicament has to become clear. What is the human problem must become clear. Only then the solution that is offered will become clear. If without understanding the problem, if a solution is offered, it will be fuzzy. It will be fuzzy. It will be all some more Sanskrit words, some more equations, Mahavakyam, Upanishad, then Atmabodha, Shankaracharya, and all that. But it's all fuzzy. It's all fuzzy. I have come to know more about something, but I really don't know what is to be known. That's how it will be. Animals don't have this kind of problem. Which kind of problem? The problems that human beings have, emotional problems. I like to give this example of a tortoise. Depending on the course, my example changes, but today I'll give the example of a tortoise. Some of you must have heard this example. The turtle comes to the beach. The turtle comes to the beach and lays eggs. Lays eggs. And a clutch of, it's called a clutch, I think. Clutch of eggs. And then it can be 2 eggs, it can be 50 eggs, it can even be 200 eggs. Okay, that many eggs the one turtle is going to lay in the beach. Why beach? Because the beach sand is humid and it can put the eggs, and then it will cover all the eggs like this with its two front legs. It will cover like this. I don't know if you've seen it. It will cover like this. It will cover it like this. And inside there are 200 eggs. 100 eggs are there. And then you thought the turtle mother is going to sit there for some time? No. You know what it does? It just covers it all up. It goes back. It just retraces its path. It goes off into the water. Never to be seen again. You thought it will come back to watch all its 200 children? 200 children? No. After some time, when this egg is ready to hatch, now all these eggs are hatching. Entire beach full of things, all turtles. It's the turtle spawning season, or some season they call birthing season, or they have some technical words. And so now these eggs are hatching, and the small turtles are coming out of this beach. And just the entire beach is full of small turtles. Correct? And therefore, you can imagine the entire sky is full of seagulls and other birds of prey. Correct? They know this. Annual season happens all the time. They're waiting. They just come, pick up the one turtle, just walk away. And this turtle seems to know that. And it seems to know it. I don't know how, but it is now running. And is it running where? Towards the land? No, no. It is running towards the ocean. How does it know where is the ocean? It knows. Can it see? I don't know. It seems to see. And it dashes towards the ocean. If a turtle can run, this is the only time you will see a turtle run. A turtle doesn't run. Turtle doesn't run. But you will see, here is the only time you will see a running turtle, baby turtle. And then if it is lucky enough, if its karma allows it, then it will hit the water and it will swim to freedom. After that, it will live for how many years? Not 10 years, 20, not even 100. Some turtles live for 150 years. Some turtles. We look like small dwarfs in compared to them, okay? We are struggling to extend our lifespan. And this guy lives for 150 bindas. No, without any ado, this turtle lives. And it has no jatakam. We have a jatakam. This turtle has no jatakam. No birthday parties. First year birthday. Come on, guys. Invitation, WhatsApp, this, that, all, everything, all set up. Balloons are there everywhere. Lights and all shining things are all there. The house is just now entirely different. And if not house, big hall. Because too many friends. So house and all not enough. Big hall you have to rent. And birthday party. First year birthday party. Big cake. And the child is happy. No doubt. Everybody is happy. The turtle. What about the turtle? The turtle that escaped the jaws of death within seconds of its birth. It could have died. What about that turtle? Shouldn't we give an award to the turtle? First year at least award? Mm-mm. No award. Neither it is given an award, nor does the turtle expect an award. Nor is this turtle looking for its mother and where is my mother, where's my father, where are my people, where are my cousins? Nothing. No graduation parties. Okay. No learning, no languages, going to school. Mother tongue is there. Gujarati, Tamil, Telugu, and then go to school, learn English, and then going to Max Miller Bhavan and learning German, or going to Anglais, Francais, and learning French, and then going abroad, standing in line for visa at the American embassy in Chennai. Nothing. No anxiety about all these things. Zero. No anxiety when I say zero. How do you know, Guruji? How do you know turtle has no anxiety? How do you know? Did you interview all the turtles? Huh? How can you say turtles have no anxiety? Hey, anxiety will be there. Threats are always there. Ahara, Nidra, Bhaya, Maithunancha, Etat Pashubir Narana. Between animals and human beings, three things are common. What three things? Ahara, hunger is there. Nidra, sleep. Bhaya, fear. The shloka tells very clearly what is common between animals and humans. So, of course, a turtle will have fear. Fear of death is always there for any human being. So, you see a shark coming from there, I don't know what the turtle will do. It will go somewhere and hide. Or it will go on top of the shark and then sit on top of the shark. Sometimes you have all these animals, they have what is called symbiosis. It's a symbiotic relationship. I will help you and you help me. Like this crow sitting on top of the buffalo. And the buffalo won't mind. The crow is pecking on all this. Some insects must be there. See, we are able to scratch our hands, this and that. But what about the buffalo? Who's going to scratch the back of the buffalo? Crow is there. So amazing symbiosis it is. So, no parties, children's graduation parties. Okay, my graduation party gone. It doesn't exist. Then children, that you know what? The same turtle, after becoming big, it comes to the same beach. To do what? To do what? To look at this place of genocide where all my brothers and sisters got killed? Correct? That is a truth. That is a truth. No, 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 no. Even though my brothers and sisters got killed in this very beach, I am coming to the same beach to do what? To give birth to children. Hey, but your children are going to get killed. No. All that thought doesn't exist in the mind of the turtle. People are all there in Orissa, all beaches, people are there. People also are plucking, taking away all these eggs. Some of them are now protected. Countries are so slow, I'm telling you. We say progressive country and all. We are so slow to pick up on these things. I don't know why. And we say we are a progressive country. How you can be a progressive country? Please tell me. Anyway, that's besides the point. That same turtle comes to that same beach, knowing very well that only a handful of its clutch of 200 eggs will survive. That's fine. It's fine. Buy it. It just lays the eggs and walks away. Same thing gets repeated year after year after year. And so, no religion for this turtle, and no fight for this religions fight for what do you call that? It's called not followers but believers. Believers. There are a couple of religions in this world which are just competing for believers. Sanatana Dharma is now learning the hard way that we have to protect our own people from these vultures. That is the truth. So the whole demography is changing rapidly. Okay. And so no religion for this turtle, no degrees, no relatives, no parties, no death ceremonies. Somebody died. So then we have elaborate rituals. Going on and on and on and on. We hang pictures of the people who passed away. Like this. Turtle. Nobody knows what the turtle does. It is leading its own life. No vehicles, no auto insurance, no home insurance, no health insurance. And in America, if you go, you have even more stuff. Very more esoteric insurance and all I heard those days. Of course, flood insurance, something else is there. And then flood insurance, because flood prone homes, you have to have insurance, flood insurance. Then, then you have something called, if you're a doctor, for example, in America, in India also it might be there, I don't know. In America, you have to have something called malpractice insurance. Don't say mall practice insurance. Mall practice is what you practice in the mall is called mall practice. In America, you have to call it malpractice insurance. Malpractice. You have to say, okay, you have to just do like this. Malpractice. You don't say mall practice. They will understand what did you practice in the mall today? That's what they will ask you. What did you practice? Ice skating? Because skating rink is there in the mall. That's what you did. It's malpractice insurance. And we Indians say Americans have an accent. We Indians are so smart, I tell you. We think we know everything. Just because we know Advaita Vedanta, we know everything. And so we are people who decide who is what. This American has that accent, the French has this accent. Hey, useless fellow, you are the people who has accents because English is not your language. They are the people who speak English. They only say, I have an accent. Like when I went abroad first, and in that 85, etc., I was in a dorm. Dorm means hostel. And my roommate was Rick Zumsky. I still remember his name. Richard. He's doing a master's in mechanical engineering. I'm doing a master's in chemical. So some commonality is there. And I asked him uh, after a couple of weeks there, where can I buy cassettes? Those days, cassettes was the way we used to listen. Hindi Gane and all, I used to listen to a lot. And so I had to do something. I had to copy certain things. He said, what? I said, where can I buy cassettes? He said, what? Rick and I, we communicate quite well. But he's saying, what? I said, where can I buy cassettes? I said, Jay, I'm not following. I'm not following. This went on for a minute, 2 minutes. Then I said, this is not working out. Then I went to open my suitcase and then I took a cassette and I showed him this. Where can I buy this? Oh, cassette. Okay, but now what is the problem? Cassette. That is a problem. Cassette is a problem. Cassette, you should say, not cassette. Accent. This is because we know exactly how to pronounce English words. You don't have to teach me how to pronounce, right? This is the attitude with which we go. And this guy can't understand. This was the shock for me. Then I realized, oh my God, I don't know what all I'm saying where and what people are thinking. This is what it is. This is what it is. So, like that, not malpractice, it's malpractice. That's how you should say. So, nothing. This turtle, back to turtle, okay? Don't forget. Turtle. So, turtle leads 150 years, it lives without any Vedanta class. And finally, it has this middle age crisis. Middle age crisis. They say middle age crisis. Okay. And then he scratches his head and then he says, oh my God, Bhagavad Gita and all, I missed out. And I have to sign up for a Atmabodha class. No, turtle doesn't have to do all these things. Nothing. It's not worried about anything. And then quietly dies away at 150. There is nobody to even notice this death of an animal that has lived 150 years. I tell you, how many children it must have given, how many sharks it must have seen in life, how many whales it must have seen in the ocean. My God, that animal dead. Nobody to shed a tear for this turtle. Neither did the turtle want any tears, neither did the turtle shed any tears. It also had its own anxiety, etc. But it doesn't have the problems of the human being. Why do we talk about turtles or any animal like that? To compare ourselves. We say human being is a complicated being. Okay, complicated means what? All these things. We expect so much, we need so much for survival. And turtle is like that, but other animals also not far away. Turtle is just drastic. The baby has literally no help from day one. But others also are the kangaroo. Okay, the kangaroo, the that baby kangaroo, it's a small little thing. Joey, it's called Joey, and then it just jumps into the mother's pouch, jumps into it, and then it will be there for another 1 year, 6 months, 1 year, like that. It will be before it becomes independent. 1 year. Eagle, within 1.5 years, it becomes independent. Okay. Like this, many animals are like that. Deer and all that. They become independent within 6 months, 1 year, 1.5 years. Tiger, 1.5 years. Lion, 2 years, 2.5 years. Cub, the lion cub. After 2.5 years, he's on his own, she's on his own, or her own. Then little bit more, and then dolphins. They say it is more, 6 years. Elephants, 8 years to 15 years to become independent. 8 years to 15 years. I used to watch all these shows. I used to enjoy all this. So that is how that is. What about human being? Everybody's laughing, crying, something. You all have a face. You're making a face. What about the human being? Okay, do you want to be independent or not? Let's at least ask if independence is a desirable thing first. It seems to be desirable. Okay, this kind of a life where people lead their own lives and you don't tell me what I should do, I'll figure it all out. The child itself is telling right in front of the face of the parents. It's very obvious. Very obvious. That child wants to be independent. I know this, mom. Come on. You don't have to tell me all this. Why? Because that sense is there. That sense that I can do, and that's why the child likes that applause. Beta, you did so well. You're going to become a great artist. You know that? Yeah, I know that. I know. As though this child knows all these things. So a child likes that kind of a tap on itself, and then it becomes everybody wants to be independent. So question is whether human beings are really independent or not. Swamiji used to say progress is defined as converting luxuries to necessities. Let me repeat that. Progress is defined as converting luxuries to necessities. This is our definition of progress. Means what? Previously, air conditioner was a luxury. Now, air conditioner is a necessity. Previously, car was a luxury. Now, car is a necessity. Like this, we are surrounding ourselves with more and more necessities. Telephone was not known. Then it was a landline phone. We used to stand in line for 1 year before we got that landline telephone. And those who got telephone, it's like a very big thing. Friends used to come and use our telephone. At those days, I'm talking about 70s. Okay. And the television was a luxury. And we used to wait in line for 1 year to get that EC TV. And then a lot of other TVs are there. Televista, Dianora, all of them started manufacturing, and you could just go to the store and buy a television. But it was not like that. I'm not saying it's wrong or anything like that. Telephone. Today, without the cell phone, where is my cell phone? Where's my cell phone? Hey, did you see my cell phone? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Anxiety. That's within few seconds, anxiety. Correct? What is the fate? After 40 years, educated, PhD and all, this guy becomes anxious in 2 seconds. 2 seconds, 3 seconds, anxiety. Tell me, are we a progressive society or what? I don't know. I have my doubts. My definition of progress is different. Your definition of progress is different. Technologically, yeah, very advanced. Very advanced, no doubt about that. But finally, I'm the guy who's suffering. Telephone is not suffering. I'm the guy who's suffering. I'm the guy who wants to see a psychologist. I'm the guy who has all kinds of problems. I don't know what to do with myself. Confused. I'm so confused, I don't know what to do. Really? Such an advanced society and I'm still confused? Yes, one professor, one psychology professor says the amount of depression today is more than the times of this Great Depression. There is something called Great Depression in America in 19 some 2025. This market crashed and people lost jobs by the millions, and millions of people were literally in the streets. That's called Great Depression. And that professor of psychology said this. Like that, the student of that in the class told me this. He said that the depression, amount of depression today is more than the depression of those days. Like that, he said. Why? Progressive society means why should there be depression? Depression should reduce, right? If you chart overall cumulative depression of people, it should reduce. That should be a definition of progress. One definition of progress. We don't know how to handle all this. That's why we don't talk about it. Simply GDP, we use all these metrics, and then all these meetings we have, and then all that is important. GDP is important. People should have food to eat. I mean, money, food to eat, and money to spend. They can go to college, school. Everybody should get educated. That's all minimum, bare minimum. Yes, so the governments are all working on that. The turtle is worry free. Can we say that? The turtle is anxiety free. The turtle may have fear. It will have fear whenever there are all these problems. But it doesn't come and complain to us. The dog does not complain. The street dog doesn't complain. You people are sleeping nicely, comfortably in a nice air conditioned room with a nice this thing on top. Okay. And yesterday night it was raining all night. Do you know that? I was sleeping under a car, then the car went away, then I slept under the tree, and the tree also, after, for some time it was good, and then after that the water was dripping on me, and I could not sleep last night. Do you all know that? No. The dog does not complain. It comes to you and wags its tail. Exactly like every other day. It has no, it has a lot of stories to say, but it doesn't say, and neither does its face reflect that kind of anxiety. Correct? It's not like it is very anxious and it doesn't know how to express it. It's not like that. So that's how it is. That's how it is. Turtles also. How do you know turtles are not anxious? If they had the same depression that we have, they would form an organization of what? Orphaned turtles. American Association of Orphaned Turtles. Why I say American? Because America is free country. I'm telling you, really free country means you have to go to America. I'm telling you. India also is a free country, but American freedom is a different level altogether. You can own guns. You can just go to the Sam's, buy a gun. So therefore, American Association of Orphaned Turtles. We have to come up with an acronym. Amor, Amateur, something like that. It's not a good name, but still, Amateur. No, you don't find anything like that. That shows that turtles don't have the type of anxiety that we have. We are given the free will to act upon our anxiety. That is why we have all these associations. We have a medical profession. We know who to talk to when I have a problem. I know. Either I can seek somebody's help or I can simply keep quiet until the problem becomes worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. Okay? And so, human being is, of course, very different. In America, they have associations called, wait a minute, it's called LPA, Little People of America. They're all small, short people. So some people are very short. What to do? They're short. Hardly 2 feet, 2.5 feet. Short people. They call Google LPA, Little People of America. I've seen short people. I myself am short, but I've seen people shorter than me also. So LPA. So why? Because it provides a safety net for all of them. It provides certain way of living. It provides confidence. No, we are as normal as anybody else. Everybody wants to feel I am as normal as anybody else. That is a fundamental feeling we want. So this LPA provides that. There is an association of bald people of America. Bald people. Like that, long ago I found there was something like that. Means what? We need that. Bald people feel that they're bald, I suppose. Bald people should be happy. I don't need shampoo. If I stand under the shower, the water is just hitting on the head. It gives a fantastic massage. Advantages. I don't ever have to look for a shampoo and then conditioner on top of that. ये क्या हुआ कि क्या conditioner है? Already I'm conditioned and now they are saying I should use conditioner. I want a deconditioner. If you have a deconditioner, I'm happy to take that. So bald people should be happy. No haircut. Every time this hair grows and you have to go to the barber shop, correct? It's a waste of time. So many problems are there. So therefore, this human being is not an ordinary guy. Not an ordinary guy. He's been given the free will and he's self conscious also. Why problems? The turtle is not conscious of itself. It is not self conscious. It knows only little bit. What does it know? It knows I am this species and when I mate, I have to mate with this same species. That much it knows. It won't make a mistake of mating with somebody else. That much awareness it has. Okay, and it's aware of its surroundings and all that. That's all it has. But self awareness, not there. To make a judgment about oneself, I am no good. That's it. That is the cause for depression. I am no good. I am not loved. People don't care for me. That's it. Over. It will take me into a vortex of depression. The turtle cannot think like that. No dog can think like that. Nobody cares for me. I'm on the street. Look, these people know I've been in the street for the last 3 years. They have not given me anything. The dog can think like that, correct? No. Continues to come and wag its tail at the same people who ignore it all the time. Because it's not aware of itself. If it becomes aware of itself, dog is finished. It will commit suicide in no time. Think about it. So that's why we are talking like this. We're talking about animals not for time pass. ये तो time pass नहीं है. We are trying to understand ourselves, and so this kind of analysis helps us. So anyway, so we are out of time now. We are giving an introduction to Advaita Vedanta. What is the fundamental? Is there a problem for the human being? Answer should be yes, there is some problems that nobody seems to be able to solve. If we can come to that conclusion, then we can move forward. We can see a role for some of these things, Bhagavad Gita, Atmabodha, and all. We can see a role. And before that, we have to go through a little bit of introduction. So that's what we're doing. So, welcome to all the new people. And this is how the classes are going to be. And you've been given a document. See, Atmabodha is a popular text. Swami Nikhilananda's book from Ramakrishna Mission you can buy. So you have verses, you have translation, explanation, everything is there. You can buy that book if you have a Ramakrishna Mission or a Vivekananda Vedanta Society nearby. Or you can just print this document. Ramuji has prepared it. And we got into a nice rhythm. What happened? So that one shloka per page, and then the rest of the page available for writing notes. Like that, he has prepared that PDF file. You can use that if you want. If you are somebody who writes notes, and so that's how it is. And so you're welcome to stay back if you have a few minutes. If you want to introduce yourselves, please do. Just raise your hand on this Zoom. There's a digital hand you can raise. You can do that. And typically we have a Q&A session like this for about half an hour, 45 minutes. And so you can stay back. And you're definitely welcome to reach out to me if you have any questions, etc. Something that requires you to talk to me, you're welcome to do that. So with that, I'll stop today and we will meet you in the next class after this satsang. Okay. ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.